buddy? You want to record some videos with Daddy? We are getting blown around like crazy here at the cruise ship terminal, but I wanted to dig into the topic of tuning with harmonics on the bass. And I realized out of the hundreds of videos we've done on this channel, I've never gotten into that topic. And it's such an important topic because it's the way that professionals tune their double basses. There are many ways to tune the double bass, and I've done a video about the most common methods. Using a tuner is great, and I absolutely do this with open strings before every rehearsal or concert, just to be sure. But when we're actually trying to tune right before rehearsal, when the concertmaster stands up in an orchestral situation and the oboe plays A, or equivalent situation in a different genre of music, and not just me, pretty much every bassist I know uses the harmonics located over what would be the 5th and 7th fret if we think electric bass, what many people call third position, what people in the Roboth world call second position, and I've done a whole video about the confusion of positions. If you want to learn about the different systems, check that out. I was doing a 5-hour clinic recently with Bob Phillips, wonderful string educator, and he brought up the very good point that when you tune with harmonics, the A, so that's the A over what would be the 5th fret on the A string or the 7th fret on the D string, that A is 440. So that is the pitch that you are hearing from the oboe. That is the octave that's easiest to tune. So it's radically easier to tune with the harmonics over the 5th and 7th fret area than open strings. To find this position, my favorite method is just to take your hand, put the thumb on the back of the neck, run it down, and on most basses these days, that's going to be a D on the G string. It may be a little bit off if you have an E flat neck, but most basses these days are D necks, and if it's an E flat neck, just find that harmonic. So run that harmonic across all 4 strings. And the way I'm playing this is with a pretty fast bow and a decent amount of weight into the string. If I'm too light, I get that kind of sound. If I'm too heavy, I get that kind of a sound. So just some sort of in the middle, Goldilocks, just right sound is what we want. Now, now we found that with first finger because that's an easy method, but we want to replace that now with 4th finger. So you find this with first finger, replace it with 4th finger, and you got that harmonic right there. And this is where our tuning harmonics are. We've got first finger, and this is where our tuning harmonics are. We've got our 4th finger here on this D, but if we put our first finger over C, we get the note G. That's the same as open G, just a couple octaves higher. So those notes run across all 4 strings, and you can already hear that we got some duplicates in there, and that's what we're going to use to tune. So if we go over to the middle 2 strings, if we go to the D string, we play 4th finger, that is the note A. I usually play the harmonic and kind of let it go and just listen to see if there are any beats. And beats are just a little kind of fighting in the sound with 2 notes that are a little bit out of tune. That's quite obvious with these tuning harmonics. So making sure that it's nice and pure is what I'm trying to do. I try to get that A, one of those 2 strings, D or A string, in tune first and then go from there. If you hear there's a little wavering in the sound, we call that beats. And I know that this D is in tune. That's why we've got to like get one point that we can build everything else off of. This is in tune, so I need to adjust to make those beats go away. And so if I go, let's say, I'm not sure, I'm gonna go down. Ooh, it got worse. So then I go the other way. You've got 2 options, up or down. Still a little bit of beats. There we go. And I'm playing with a fairly fast bow. I'm doing down on the note that's in tune. up on the note that I'm not sure about. And the same thing is true if I then go over to the low 2 strings and the top 2 strings. And you will get so quick tuning if you're in an orchestral situation. All the other violin, viola, cello players are going to be still tuning. You will be completely done. It's just get that in tune, get those 2 notes in tune, get those in tune, and get those in tune, and you're good to go. And if you want to learn more about harmonics in the bass, we've gone deep on the topic of this channel. We'll link up to a resource here. Check it out. We'll see you over there.